If you're a startup founder with less than 1,000 customers, you might have a customer acquisition problem. And no, it might not be a strategy or a tactic that you're using or misusing. It might be these 12 hard truths that are going to unfuck your startup marketing strategy. We're here today. My name is Jordan Anderson with Nice Life Studio. I'm the creative director here. These are not going to be very tactical. These are not going to be very strategic. These are going to be mental mindset shifts that are going to maybe open your mind and give you a different perspective on what you're doing now and how you could be changing your marketing strategy for the future so you can go out and acquire customers. You might be doing marketing. You might actually hate marketing. Maybe you're a technical founder or you're running a solo business and marketing is the last thing on your list. And that's, I don't want to do it. I hate it. It's annoying. It's salesy. It's cringy. And it might be because of these 12 things that are holding you back. So let's get started with number one. You're not your customer, number one. You or look out into the world, you look for marketing strategies, you look for marketing ideas, and everyone is telling you to do a certain marketing strategy or this marketing strategy is working or try this new tactic. And you come in with some bias. You come in and say, I wouldn't do that. Or, yeah, that ad looks cool. Or you said that ad made it you $1 million, but I wouldn't click on that ad. Or I don't watch ads. Or this comes off as tacky. And just know that you are not your customer. You behave in a certain way. You think that you are immune to marketing. You think you are in the 1% and 99% of everyone else is just a sheep. They fall to those marketing tricks, but you yourself always fall into these marketing tricks. And I want you to back up for a second and think. Don't put your bias, don't put your opinion in the way and say, "Oh, it's this is tacky or that's not us. That's not how we want to do business." If it works and if it can work for your business, give it a shot. Number 2, data beats your gut. So this kind of goes to just what I was saying. If someone is telling you that this strategy has made them $1 million, or if they're saying like, "Hey, we work in this specific niche just like you do. We have tried these tactics. We have done this marketing strategy, and it's worked gangbusters for us." The only way that you can verify that, the only is to actually do it and get the data back and see what happens. And data points that you should care about are: we tried this. Did this make us money? We tried this. Did this get us new customers? Those are really the only data points you would need to know. So you and again, you're gonna inject your personal bias. I worked so hard on this video, or I paid a lot of money for this video, and your favorite video is not performing. Make another video. Your ad that you paid, I'll read the card to you. Like the ad that you paid $2,500 for, you spent all this time marketing and scripting and working with a Fiverr editor, and you spent $10,000 on the ads to get it running, and it didn't work. You had to pull it. You have to try something else or no new signups for maybe you're doing an AI blog post SEO strategy and you're not getting any new traffic from that source, then you need to do something else. You need to change your strategy. The data is going to beat your gut feeling. We all try to, as startup founders, we try to ride this like, I know best. I know what's best for my company. I know what my customers are looking for. And yes, you can follow your gut, but if your gut is met up with data saying actually no, or we got zero signups for this, or we just wasted $10,000 and didn't get anything from it, then let the data do the talk. Hard truth number 3, your comfort isn't a factor. You being on TikTok for 25 hours a week does not mean you should start a TikTok. You having tons of experience in whatever karma or whatever the hell you call it on Reddit does not mean that you should market on Reddit. What you are comfortable with doing is not necessarily how you reach your customers. So, yeah, you may be on TikTok all the time, you may be on Reddit all the time, you may watch 100 YouTube videos a day, but if that's not where your customers are and that's not how your customers engage with content or that's not where your customers are hanging out themselves, where are they spending 25 hours a week? Where are they spending 40, 100 hours a week? What if they're watching 100 videos, where are they watching those 100 videos? You have to ask yourself that. What are they doing? Where are they hanging out? It's not about what you are doing. It's not about what you are comfortable with. Or, hey, I've made YouTube videos before in the past. I'll just keep doing that again. Hey, that's easy. Or like a really good writer. I'm actually a very strong writer. I do a lot of blog. I used to do a lot of blog posts in the past. Actually, I used to write a blog post a day at my old job. Okay, great, but you're comfortable writing blogs, but are your customers reading blogs? Are your customers going to blogs? Are they reading newsletters? Are they going to Medium? Are they reading LinkedIn articles on or Twitter? And if they're not, then you have to find something else. You have to find a new strategy. Or trick number 4, truly know your audience. And this has to go with what we've talked about in the past, and this is mistake number 3. Do you actually know what problem you're solving in your startup? And have you mapped out the problem? I put the problem in capital letters, the problem that your startup is trying to solve, that your product is the solution for. Do you know what your customers have tried in the past to solve this problem? Or do you just think that they just showed up one day and hey, they tried your product and that was the first thing that they've ever done to try to solve it? No, when someone goes to the gym or when someone finally hires a personal trainer, what five things in your head? Tell me, what five things have they tried before they've decided that they need to spend $1,000 a month on a personal trainer? They've tried a lot of different things. So, what have your customers tried leading up to your solution or leading up to coming to your product and trying it out for themselves? And also, I'm not a big fan of competitors. I'm not a big fan of doing the this versus that or our product versus our competitor pages. But I want you to know what your competition's doing and how they are approaching the problem. How are they talking about the problem? And why has it failed for them up to this point? Why had they not gotten it right, but you think you've gotten it right? Hard truth number five: adapt or die. Everything is changing. Everything is getting more expensive. Ads are going to get more and more expensive. Content creators, YouTubers, making content is going to get more and more expensive, whether that's money or time. And eventually, everything will stop working. Your best performing ad, your YouTube formula, your SEO AI prompt that makes the best whatever blog post for you is eventually going to stop working. It's all going to stop working, and you're going to just start from scratch. You're going to adapt. You're going to change directions. And if you don't, then you need to pack up shop now. Hard truth number six: it's not about you. I feel like this is like the third time I'm saying this, but you really need to understand that you are not your target audience. Even if you are a user of your own product, or you were the first user of your own product, you are not your target audience. So your taste, you may say like you come in from the design perspective, or you're coming in like how you want to market your product, or how you're like building this great experience for your customers. That is all from your taste and how you approach things, design things, to look at things. Your taste isn't there to please you. Your taste is an indicator to your customers that you get them, that you understand them. And when a customer lands on a website and they say, "Wow, this is a great design," they're not saying it's a great design. They're saying like this place has taste. This place understands me, and I want to associate myself, the customer. I want to associate myself with a place like this that has taste like this. So the taste isn't for you. The taste isn't the nice design, nice colors, nice logos, nice fonts, and music and soundtrack and web design and web layout is not there to please you and your getting your design rocks off. It's to indicate to your customers that you understand them. Number seven, use your product. I can't tell you how many startups I've worked at where the employees don't use the product. They market the product all day long. They work in the marketing team. They're making ads. They're making marketing strategies, but they themselves have never actually used the product. They might have a login. They might have a free account or a free premium account, but they do not act like their customers. They do not want to be their customers. They do not want to experience life as their customers, and they don't use the app or use the product. And I can tell me, it's amazing. If I were running a startup, I would make it a requirement. I would give my employees dedicated time to use the product. If so, make it like, hey, every Friday, you are going to become an expert in using this product. Like the best example I see so right now is Beehive, the Beehive newsletter platform. Their employees have newsletters. Their employees are active on Twitter. Their employees are making content and trying to grow their own newsletter, and it's supported by the company and it's shown for. You shouldn't feel weird about using your product or trying to become a power user of your own product. Use your own product because it's going to give you so much insight. Using your product gives you insight to what it is to live like your customer. So if you're trying to sell something, if you're trying to start a newsletter, if you're trying to grow a business, if you're trying to do some kind of AI prompt app, whatever it may be, and you're using it and you go, wow, this sucks. Or like, wow, this is difficult. Or wow, I'm not getting the best of it. It's not like user experience research. It's I am trying to get in the mindset of my customer and act like them. Hard truth number eight: fuck being perfect. Speed wins. I've known this in my entire career. Speed wins, volume wins. You need to be intimidating in your ability to ship products, ship videos, ship content, ship out features, updates, interviews, cold emails, cold DMs, whatever it may be. You need to have a mountain of content and work and volume, shipped products behind you. That is how you get That will 10 times, 10x being perfect any day of the week. So speed wins. The faster you can execute something, the faster you can put something out there. If you do something every day, if you can do something twice a day, that is how every successful business out there, especially in the marketing world, has seen the big wins is that they're able to consistency is not the right way to say it. It's not consistency. It is volume. Being consistent is a soft way of saying I just made 365 pieces of content. That's a soft way. I would rather you say, I want you to make 365 pieces of content rather than say, oh, I want you to be consistent. Just be consistent. Write a newsletter every single week. Write 2 or 3 newsletters every single week. No, I want you to write 100 newsletters this year. I want you to write 200 newsletters this year. That's how you win. That's how you beat this whole game of I need to be perfect. It's got to be perfect. If it's not what are they gonna think? If it looks bad, they're gonna leave. No, they're not. They're not gonna leave. Number 10, this is stealing from some Grant Cardone stuff. Think bigger. You need to 10x yourself. You need to leave realistic. Let's be realistic, guys. Let's set some realistic goals. Let's set some smart goals. You need to leave that for the actual results. The actual results is reality. That's the realistic part right there. On the planning side, you need a dream. You need to aspire. You need to feel jacked up. You need to feel like I'm about to blow it out of the water. I'm going to climb Mount Everest at 70 and I'm going to run 70 miles an hour the entire time. That is the big goal plan setting mindset that you need to have because your brain will I wrote 20%, it could be 30%, it could be 10%, whatever your brain tells you or whatever you think you're telling your brain. I want to make $1 million. Your brain is going to try to work itself down to $800,000 or $500,000 or $200,000 or actually maybe not a million. Let's just maybe a million over the lifetime of the business. That is, your brain will always try to ratchet down the goals that you have. So you need to set your goals really high and they need to feel uncomfortable and unrealistic because your brain is going to ratchet down and then it will come to a average, normal, realistic goal that in your mind. So I want to make $10 million. Your brain will probably say, okay, what if we just made $1 million? Love it. Number 10, leave the bubble. This is in the same vein of don't be comfortable with yourself or don't just do what you're comfortable with. You need to leave the bubble. You saying, hey, all my customers are on Twitter or all my customers are on Reddit and all my competitors are here. Or this is if you're on Product Hunt, that's a big thing there. Like your customers aren't necessarily on Product Hunt, but you feel like, hey, my friends, my colleagues, my network, they're all here on Product Hunt. We're all working together. We're all hyping each other up and liking each other's products, but it's not actually getting you to the next step. It's not getting you to where your actual customers are because again, you're feeling comfortable. You want to stay here because it feels good and you're getting those little likes and little quick little dopamine hits when you actually need to go do the hard work and find where your customers are actually hanging out. Because I can guarantee you that not a lot of your customers are hanging out on Product Hunt. They're elsewhere. They're somewhere else, and you got to go find. Number 11, hard truth. Stop chasing shiny objects. Take all this, what I've just talked about, this last one or the second to last one might feel contradictory of you need to stop chasing shiny objects. You need to, of course, look at the trends, look at what's working now, stop doing what has stopped working in the past. So if this is like an old practice, stop doing that. Look at what is in the market right now that is working and say, we're going to do that. And then you have to commit for a certain period of time. You can't just say, we're going to try it until it doesn't work, or I get tired, or the first wave of data comes in and it says it's not working. You have to set a time period. I say set 12 months for any marketing strategy to really start to pay off or to really start to get the dividends rolling in. And after the 12 months, that's when you can redecide and say, hey, let's make an adjustment. Let's change things entirely. What are we doing now that's not working? Let's try to make a little adjustment, but you have to commit. Make a commitment. And then the last one, patience. And again, I feel like that this one kind of goes with 11, but patience, plant the farm. You need to create a system. The reason you feel like you're flailing around, you're always exhausted, and marketing is annoying, or you hate marketing, or every time you want to do some marketing for your product, it feels like you're starting with from day one because you don't have a system in place. And I'm not talking about like a content calendar. I'm talking, or not even necessarily a sales funnel. but I'm talking about something repeatable, a repeatable process that can give you repeatable results and that can give you some kind of data feedback loop. So whatever it is you want to do, whatever you want to try, I want to do, hey, I want to make a YouTube video every day. I want to make a podcast. I want to start a what if I want to launch a new product every 2 weeks and do a launch campaign. Whatever that may be, set up a system, set up something repeatable so that you could I want you to when I say system, I mean something that you could teach an intern to do and not necessarily that they would do it great, but that you could record a Loom video and say, "Hey, Jordan, it's me, older Jordan. I want to talk to you real quick, and this is how we do our marketing here. Step one, you're going to do this. Step two, create some kind of system like that where it's repeatable process. Because once you have a repeatable process, you're then going to commit to doing that process over and over, and then you're going to get the data feedback loop. And when you get that data feedback loop, you're going to make small little tweaks, small little adjustments and because those tiny little tweaks can lead to big, repeatable results that you thought the whole system was broken or there was something wrong, and you made this one little tweak at step 6, and that changed the entire game. That was the thing that unlocked you going from 1,000 customers to 10,000 customers. So those are the 12 hard marketing truths for your startup. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Jordan P. Anderson with Nice Life Studio, and we'll see you in the next one.